Why do most Twitch streamers fail? It's actually not as hard as you think to figure this out. I'm Peter from Creatorcology, and let's talk about it. A lot of the times Twitch streamers, especially newer content creators, they get this idea that streaming is like the greatest thing in the world, which it is really great. It's really fun to do, but especially with gamers, it's really easy to get sucked into this idea that you can just go out there, put yourself on the camera, and just play games and just get thousands and thousands and thousands of followers like that. This is horribly unrealistic. Nowadays, if you were to do that, you could spend, depending on the niche, thousands of hours of your time and get, I don't know, barely anybody to come follow you. It's not a great deal. It's a really terrible deal. So here are 3 reasons why Twitch streamers often fail. Number 1, lack of authenticity. Hear me out. A lot of us want to be something that we're not. We want to go out there and be super energetic, captivate people's attention in order to get those followers, because we know as Twitch streamers, if you're not a little bit livelier, it's gonna be really hard to pull people in after they sat through a 30-second ad. So if you're not energetic and lively, you're not creating enough moments of intrigue that they can hop on board with. And so for a lot of like chill streamers, this sucks. It's tough mentally. And unfortunately, although it gives you short-term gains, it gives you a long-term deficit to your mental health. The hardest thing about streaming is mental health. It's not the gear, it's not getting money, it's none of that stuff. It's mental health. If your mental health sucks because you've been streaming a lot and not being yourself, then you're just gonna quit. It's that simple. And then what happens to your growth? Goes nowhere. Be authentic. Be who you really are. And I'm getting to other points to help out the rest of it. Being authentic is number 1, but number 2 is chasing the wrong niche. Trying to become a Nick Mercs or a Tim the Tatman or any of those big, huge personalities by playing Warzone or Call of Duty is going to be, bar none, the most difficult thing you can possibly do. Because, and I'm not kidding, you will be, as a beginning streamer, thousands of pages down on a list, thousands of pages down for like Call of Duty or, you know, any of those major shooters especially. How is anyone in their right mind gonna find you? Absolutely no one is going to. You might get a stray every now and then that does the, you know, filter, and it goes from like viewers who have the lowest to the the highest, but that's a really unrealistic chance. And why would you place that on luck? Why would you put yourself in a position for more RNG? We all hate RNG as gamers, right? It's really annoying to have your fate and your actions determined by random things, okay? So why would you put yourself in the position where you have no control over your own growth? It makes no sense when you stop to think about it. You have to choose your niche wisely. You have to be very careful. It may be worth going into a smaller community of a similar game, maybe a shooter that hasn't, if you're into shooters, maybe a shooter that isn't really well known, or maybe just released but doesn't have a ton of hype yet, and you can start there. Or you can go into, you know, a horror niche, or you can go into a puzzle niche. There's a lot of different games out there that if you really enjoy them, have really good communities. But multiplayer games like Call of Duty and Overwatch and all of these other ones, they're really hard to get into. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try it. You can try it, but it could potentially adversely affect your mental health, and that can make you quit. The point is not to make you quit. The point is to push you forward in the right direction you need to go. We could talk about how to choose that niche in a later video, but for now, number 3 is using streaming as your only exposure source. You have 0 other exposure sources. You have 0 other marketing plans. You just have nothing else besides your camera, your microphone, your games, or your stream. That's it. That's all you got. This right here is the predominant reason people fail, even after they've started becoming authentic and even after they found a good niche. Because if you don't have other means to find your audience, you're never gonna make it as a streamer. You won't. And even if you do, streaming is very volatile. Streaming is so volatile that you could at one moment have hundreds of people watching you, and then for inexplicable reasons, 2 months later, you could be down to like 50. And then 2 months later, you could be down to 30. It's just not sustainable to keep streaming. Your income will be all over the place if you start getting revenue, and you can't bank on any future goals because your revenue is all over the place. So what I advise and what other people advise, like Harris Heller and lots of other people, they advise having other revenue streams, specifically other streams of exposure. Obviously, YouTube is a fantastic way to build those other exposure streams. It's a fantastic way to get eyeballs onto your stuff, because then, even though the conversion rates are fairly low for YouTube viewers going to Twitch, if you see streaming as a purposeful hangout, a way for your audience to get to know you better rather than your main content delivery, then it's gonna be a lot easier on your mental health and a lot less pressure. If you have to miss a stream because of reasons, then you're gonna feel a lot less bad when that wasn't your main thing versus doing a YouTube channel or doing TikTok or doing Instagram. Anything else is gonna have a whole lot less pressure on you than having to stream constantly. Don't let streaming be your only source of exposure. You're never gonna grow like that. And if you do, it's gonna be very erratic versus consistent content somewhere else is going to get you viewers to your stream consistently because they want to know you. These are truly interested people who have watched your YouTube content, Instagram content, TikTok content, whatever it is. They have watched your content and they know they like you, so they're gonna wanna come over to your stream and build a better connection, and they're gonna support you that way. Random people coming in to the niche that you're streaming, they may not like you. They may follow you, and so you get a quick follow. Yeah, quick follows. We love follows. We love vanity metrics. You get a quick follow, but then they leave you in a week because they don't like how you talk, or they don't like how you look, God forbid, or they don't like what you're talking about. Maybe you mentioned something like, I don't know, food too much, and they don't like you for that. They don't care about the connection with you yet. Not like a YouTube audience would. So that right there is another big difference of why streamers fail, because they put all of their eggs in one basket, and you just cannot do that safely. It's not safe. So those are the 3 reasons that most streamers fail. What other reasons do you think? Post them in the comments below. There's more recommended videos. Check them out. There's always more to learn. And yeah, see you in the next one.